What's up, people? How we doing? Hope everyone is well. We're back again, of course, with another live stream. So we're slowly working our way. Yeah, I know what I need to do actually. I need to turn this down a little bit. That's probably a bit better. We're slowly working our way back up into some of the higher viewer levels. So I appreciate you all being here for the ride. Now, we did have a bias change yesterday on British pound and euro. We still had a bullish move in play. We're looking for the high here. Now, remember the principle of Orion generally is that you will see the counter move occur and then you will trade it down if you're looking for bearish, for example. So the target of the bullish setup is here. So we have to meet this level to be able to even enter a sell. So always keep in mind the relevance of that. To meet a point to sell, price in theory has to travel higher, unless we're established at a lower area. So how is everyone today? Hope everyone's well. Hi buddy, hope you're doing good. Did we see the oil setup yesterday? What an absolute slammer that was. That was to there. What an absolute beast of a move. Now I know that Guy took this, one of our membership students. I know he took this. I didn't trade that. Again, it's not about whether you trade every setup or not. It's about showcasing the principle. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to have, at the end of the week, a showcase of all of the setups that could potentially play out. And we're going to show all of the setups that have already been given by the system. So like gold, 0R on this week. So be it. We had one trade that we missed. Or we didn't miss, but price didn't come back to it. And then the rest of the time it just went bullish, 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 and it's created tons of lows. And it hasn't ran any of them. NAS 100, we also had the same thing. We had a bearish bias for this. And we had this high point taken. We wanted price to come back, tap us in, didn't. It just ran low without us. But that's fine. What we're not doing is hunting consistently, trying to get an entry. I must get an entry. I must get an entry. I must get an entry. Now, there is a potential entry here. But the problem with this setup already is that we've already ran 1 to 2, I believe. Yeah. So it's going to invalidate the setup, unfortunately. But that would be the trade right there. Down to the low. Okay, so remember, it's always about being true to the system, not about getting on every single trade that you see. being able to walk away at the end of the week and be like, I've followed my rules. I know what I've done and I've done it correctly. Instead of coming away and being like, why did I do that? Why am I wasting my time? Okay, U-Chef as well. Very similar here. We had this trade which never triggered in, ran up to the high. We had the trade down there which worked. But apart from that, we've just ran higher, higher, higher into our targets. UJ overall only one trade was given and it failed, which is fine. Again, we had this setup which didn't trigger in. We had this setup, didn't trigger in. This setup also didn't trigger in. But the move came, which is what we would want to be looking at. We're not looking at if we will manage to get in every single time, but we're looking at, did the setup deliver to our target point? Yes, it did. Did this deliver to our target point? No. Okay, cool. Did this deliver to a target point? No. But that's fine because we didn't tap in. So if we're looking at a biasing move in the market, right? So we're just going to say bias is down. Okay, bias is down. We have 2 points of liquid to reference. We have liquid that's in place that creates structure high, and we have liquid in place that creates structure low. Now, if our bias is down, we need to make sure we're referencing these 2 points correctly. One becomes your entry, and one becomes your target. So if you're referencing the point is met, and then you're trying to run down to this point, whether you get tagged in or not, that is a complete win in terms of what you're seeing in the market. You know that you're analyzing the market correctly to the point where you can turn around and say, if X is met, then we'll look for X to be hit, right? Now, keep in mind that not every time this point is going to be met and not every time this point is going to be met. But we have to detach ourselves from the idea of, I need to trade every single setup, and you should look at yourself as somebody that can define a movement that's going to occur between here and here. And then you'll start to realize that only the areas that actually provide you with an entry are the trades you're meant to take. You shouldn't have to worry about, oh, I need to FOMO in, or I need to do this, I need to do that. You should be able to just detach from it and give yourself a true, how would I say, a true representation of, yes, we can predict movement, but it doesn't mean we can trade every setup. And some weeks are going to be frustrating. Some weeks are going to be really frustrating, and some weeks are going to be amazing. So it's always going to come down to the same thing. Are you willing to actually set aside your emotions, or are you always going to remain in that state? So we had a bias change on Aussie dollar. We were bullish. You can see obviously the big arrows. We were bullish. We're now looking at bearish. We want to see, we'll go back to the 4 hour. Just delete these, easier. And we'll just put a new cool. Then we come back down to like the 15-minute and we can start to see where those areas are. One of them being here, one of them being here. Is this a 4 hour high? I'm not sure if it is or not. Let's have a look. I believe it might be turning to a 4 hour high. No, it is. That is the 4 hour high. Yeah, so we're looking here and we're looking here. Now, we did have this area which was taken out. Now, if you look and see what time it was that was taken out, it was taken out at 1 a.m. So we're not really going to be getting involved in this at like 2 a.m. You know, you could have been trading that time, but the probability of you trading Asian session, you know, unless you live somewhere in the world where that's the standard, then that's all good. But always think about it as what's the best time to trade? Well, when the most money's in the market, right? Now, of course, Orion as an automated system would trade that regardless, but it would more than likely be running a less risk entailing trade. So guys, remember, if you are trading already and you're not demoing, you're literally trading already, if you want an account that is going to be consistent with commissions, spreads, withdrawals that are quick, deposits that are quick, then you can set up an account with Ross-rfx down below. Using our link, you get smaller commissions and smaller spreads. There may be some other bonuses that come with the account, but I think that depends on what account you pick. Even if you just use the link down below and check them out. The same with FX Replay. If you're not already backtesting, you should be backtesting. Going forwards, we're going to be doing some backtesting sessions with the VIPs. We might even get a backtesting session booked in next week. And that's in the VIP trading floor, that will be. Or it might even be in the VIP stage. We shall see. Right, I'm just going to get some tunes on. Some music. So remember what I said about this, guys. Where does the validity come from? Okay, so guys, if you are in the chat right now, feel free to say hi. I know one of you said hi already. Obviously, no pressure as always. You can do you, just relax and chill. If you want to say hi, ask some questions, you can. What's the other setup we had? Was it Aussie dollar? Was it? That has just tagged in, I think. Yes, but the same thing occurs if you're doing the 2R. That hasn't actually tagged in either. Very bearish now. Perfect. Remember, guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Remember what I said about this setup here? This isn't valid anymore, so if you were looking at that before, I would recommend cancelling your order. But if you want to ignore what I'm saying, that's completely fine also. We will leave it there regardless because we are documenting the end of today's session, all of the pairs and the setups they have given using the Orion system. And we'll showcase what the end result of each pair is. And if you are new to the stream, welcome. If you're wondering how I came to the conclusion of these setups, for example, this setup, the setups unfortunately didn't actually tag in, but how did we know it was going to sell from here? How do we know it's going to go up from here? I mean, that kind of didn't do anything, but how do we know? Well, you can find out by watching the Keep It Simple series. You can learn it yourself. Use it. Move forwards with it. You know, my desk chair is so squeaky. So squeaky. So how is everyone? Is everyone good? I hope you are. My plan is to take a max of 2 trades a day, but comes a time when Orion gives 3 to 4 setups in the same time. At the same time, I get confused which ones to pick and set orders. What could be a better approach? A better approach would be cut down the amount of pairs that you use. That would be the best approach. The best approach ultimately is going to be this: work out what times you're going to be around, like what times you're going to trade. Then, once you've done that, you can go to FX Replay, for example, or TradingView, whatever backtesting software you choose to use. And then from there, test the pairs that you trade the most, or that maybe you have the best spread for you. For example, Japanese yen pairs, or the Euro US dollar, GBP USD, whatever you want. And pick like 4 pairs. Make sure they're not all like exactly the same. So for example, like Euro, British pound, like these 2 pairs, they're going to give relatively similar setups. So for example, a sell here and a sell here. Yeah, so they're going to give relatively similar setups. So for example, like UChef and GJ are totally different pairs. So the probability of them giving the same setups at the same times is a lot less. So the main thing I would say is backtest the pairs that you are thinking of trading. Backtest them and see how many orders they give over the space of like 6 months, 9 months. And you'll start to see. And the average that I have is 0.2. 0.2 trades per day over the space of like a year or so. So that works out that you can trade 3 pairs, and by principles of probability and basis, you should have about a trade a day, give or take. There'll be some days where you have more, there'll be some days where you have less. You've got to remember, on the days you get 2, there'll be a day where you get none. So it always works over, in the end, into a probability basis. Of course, dude, no problem at all. No problem at all. You're always welcome, you know that. So we have an alert set on all of our pairs pretty much, so we don't have to worry about if we're missing a setup or not, because we will know if price delivers a setup or not. And the alerts are given to us by the custom indicators that we have right here. So you can see Orion, which is the core system, which is still in development, as it says. We have the Orion levels, which are providing our alerts currently. We have the money in, money out, which give you our areas of entry. And then we have our lower time frame, which is just in testing currently. So all of them, they are completely unique to the Pip Surfing Society and the Orion trading system itself. We've built the principles and rules of these from the ground up. It's the only thing with that development though. If we turn this off, see the way it doesn't crush everything down? Turn it on, crushes everything down. But that's just something that needs to be fixed. But again, it's in development, so it wouldn't be in development, would it, if it worked flawlessly already? Right, so do we have any questions at all? And guys, by the way, the reason why there's no music in these streams is because the idea is for you to be able to play your own music in the background. You can put your own backing tune, you know, whatever it is that you like to listen to. If you don't like to have music, then that's perfect. So please do ask, guys, if you have any questions. So it is Friday, guys. What's everyone got planned for the weekend? What's everyone doing this weekend? Are you relaxing? Are you back testing? Are you going out with friends? Okay, so we're just waiting at the minute, guys. When there's not really much we're doing right now. We're just chilling. We're just chilling. You know what we could do actually? Where are we? See here. What do we want? What did we want? Okay, we'll go to here. Okay, what we're gonna do? Properties, device. Okay, so if I if I play the device sound, you guys are gonna get blasted by drum and bass. So I'm just gonna leave that right there. If you're wondering how I've managed to get this little window here, it's actually from Opera GX, the platform Opera GX. So it's a web browser, but it allows you to pop out any window that you're playing on YouTube, and you can resize it to make it whatever size you want, which is actually a really useful tool. Let's put it in the bottom right, seeing as I'm not there today. Andy. They're talking about downside from the jobs data that's going to come out. And if you're wondering what that jobs data is, It's this right here. Right? 10 minutes time. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pause the DMB. And we will... Whoa, I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully that didn't blast your eardrums. Can you guys hear that all right? We can actually do something different here instead. Cool. That's great. So, I really think risk assets, kind of like the treasury market, are a little bit on a knife's edge here. Could move in one direction or the other pretty quickly, but it seems like again the probabilities are starting to skew more toward rates falling and credit spreads presumably widening here.
And how bad can the widening be? Some people will say yes, but you're being compensated, so take that risk anyway. Where are you on this?
Yeah, I mean, the fundamental backdrop, Mohammed, is really solid. I mean, we're seeing default rates, or at least our expectations of default rates in the high-yield market, actually coming down. You've actually seen in the latest, quarterly reports, the fundamentals in the high-yield market continue to actually improve or remain really resilient. Companies, yeah, they're issuing a ton of debt, but it's almost all being used to refinance existing debt, to term out debt. So credit fundamentals, earnings fundamentals, are actually really solid in the credit markets.
What do you guys think we're going to see for the non-farm payroll and the employment? What do you guys think?
We're really light on credit risk right now in our portfolios, looking for opportunities to buy. Unfortunately, I think the whole market is set up that way. But I think that's the trade in credit is you play defense here, you wait for opportunities to buy. Remember, the technicals are great. As rates back up here, even though it does put fundamental pressure on companies because their interest expense will continue to go up, man, the technicals are great because companies will issue less debt as rates go up. And we are seeing kind of record demand from international buyers just in the last few days, Mohammed, into our credit.
He keeps using his name. He's like, the last few days, Mohammed, just to make sure he's listening. He's like, you still with me, Mohammed? You listening?
Mike, we're less than 8 minutes away from this jobs report, and you are setting it up with such drama that I absolutely love it. You're welcome anytime. Basically, are you saying that this could be a really significant move in the bond market across the board if we get some sort of downside surprise? Can you give us a sense of how, I don't want to say violent, but significant the move could be?
It's all a guess. They're only guessing.
I mean, you can get a big move either way. Like I said, the bond market is a little bit on a knife's edge here, right? I mean, the bond vigilantes, as we've seen in the UK, are at the ready to kind of hit the markets here.
They are literally just guessing. Always remember that, guys. All of the things you see, whether it's a trade setup from me, whether it's what this guy's saying, yes, he has an idea of what he's saying, what's going on. But they're all just, it's all speculation. It's all speculation. The only reason why we lean on our speculation is because we know there's data to back up the rule sets equaling the expectation of a market movement. Whereas when it comes to fundamentals, you're ultimately judging the reaction of humans because it's humans that cause the move, right?
Well, it was significant. I don't want to make it sound violent, has a negative connotation, but it could be really positive.
Let's put some Wall Street language on.
Okay, thank you.
I think a lot of guests believe that risk is skewed asymmetrically towards lower yields.
That's very diplomatic.
Because of what positioning looks like right now, right?
That's basically what he was saying, is that essentially one rate cut priced in for the remaining lifetime. I just think that his point, though, on the knife's edge is important, and that you could see a significant move in either direction is one that highlights the vulnerability and the volatility that's baked into this
Mohammed's
market.
warned about this a million times over the last several months. Credit to you. We are hypersensitive to incoming information. Whatever this number looks like in 5 minutes' time, we will build a massive narrative and extrapolate it out 12 months. And you'll see the market do the same, won't you? Almost immediately.
Yeah, and then we'll remind ourselves that these are very noisy numbers and we shouldn't get carried away.
And then the Federal Reserve will respond to it at the end of this month.
And this is exactly what I was saying.
I don't know. We're not sure.
Good news for them is that they don't have to.
The example of what they just said there, which was whatever the figures are now, we're going to extrapolate that and make it come in. We're going to start thinking 12 months ahead. That is exactly why emotions play such a big part, because humans are making decisions as to what's going to happen in 12 months based off of figures that are released today. When we know things can change in the space of a week, space of a month. You know, we don't want to be making decisions about something that's going to happen in 12 months off of something that happens right now. And this is why, again, take it out of context and apply it to one trade out of 100. You have individuals that act differently based off of the outcome of one trade. It's the same as reacting and expecting something in a year's time to be reflected by one figure from a news event. Yeah? Now, of course, I'm not saying that all news events have the same thing, but the unemployment change can change from month to month. I'll be right back with you guys. Just going to run to the toilet quickly before we hit this news. Right, we're back. Hands washed. All dealt with. The done deal. Speed run. Okay, we have an alert on Euro GBP, which we're already on. So we have a bullish bias here. And we have... Let's see if I can lock this into place.
From our studios in New York and San Francisco, our expert
Now it's kind of see-through.
analysis from the companies you know and the
Okay, cool.
stocks you watch, plus the interviews you don't want to
Shut up. So we've taken out 4-hour low, right? So if we produce a money in scenario, it could be a news move to the upside, but we have 55 seconds. 50 seconds. 23 seconds. 15. 10. 5 seconds. 2, 1, action. It's exactly what he just said there. You guys can't hear it. The most important news number ever until the next news event. So, right now, we have a positive outcome for the non-farm payroll. We have a positive for unemployment. Positive for unemployment rate December. U6, slightly lower than before, 0.4. Next up, Michigan consumer sentiment. And can we just take a second to appreciate that move when you can see Orion was calling this? Also meaning we probably have bearish on this, exactly, and Orion was calling this as well. Okay, we are pinging Aussie dollar. Again, another sell-off. That's 100. Oh my gosh. Actual. Now, this is what I'm saying. Orion calling the biasing to a T. All of the Orion biases were completely on point. The only one that was wrong was gold. But we're looking for a run into the lower areas. That's 100 also delivered. Like I said before, if the tap-in had occurred before the 2R, you would be in this, you would have been TP and out. U-Chef, again, we are bullish bias on this, and price is skyrocketing right now. Orion pointing the way perfectly. Notice. Yeah. So this is what I was saying before. Technicals will always be king. Yes, you can trade fundamentals, and it doesn't mean you can't. But technicals will always be king. Orion runs off of technicals, and every single bias here has been correct, except for gold. Gold is the only one that we've been incorrect on, which isn't bad going considering we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pairs. See, they're looking at Probably a 1 minute chart, I would say. Yeah, or a 5 minute chart. Or maybe it's a line graph. There. All pairs went the same as Ryan direction, yeah. Except gold and oil. Oil was the same. Oil bullish. Yeah, oil bullish. But yes, you're correct. All pairs. Taking the targets and running the highs. Remember, guys, if you want to learn Orion, you can learn it through the Keep It Simple series. Beautiful, beautiful moves. Beautiful, beautiful moves. Okay, well, I think that wraps up today's stream, guys. We're going to head over to the Discord now. If you want to join us in the Discord, you can with the link down below. Remember, there is no reason for you to not be able to join us. It's exactly the same environment. The only difference is it's on a Discord server, except for on YouTube. So, guys, I am going to head over to the Discord. If you want to join me, then please do. Of course, if you don't want to, that's completely fine as well. And I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Remember, we're going to release a report of the Orion setups for this week and going forwards. Of all the pairs that we've been monitoring to show you the setups that it's been delivering and the overall RR if all trades were taken. And I wish you all the best weekend. I'll see you on Monday and have a great time relaxing. Do not work too hard if you are working. And I'll see you all very soon. Appreciate everyone joining me. And what else can I say? Stick to your plan. Follow Orion. Peace out. Remember, guys, you can join us live in our Discord in the public trading floor number 1.